what's next, who can step up, who's going to get an opportunity to create a role for themselves, and what does Oklahoma do in response to all this? We'll discuss coming up next here on Locked On Sooners.
You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thanks again for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there tuning in and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're free and available on all podcast platforms and on YouTube. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jay, I know everybody's going to have beef with me about jinxing the Oklahoma Sooners wide receiver room, but I got beef with our YouTube followers. Nobody has mentioned my backdrop change, my background. Nobody's mentioned my lockers or my magnets.
Wow. No love for John and his locker.
Attention?
No.
Like,
I think more of our listeners are obviously audio, and they're just not even being able to see. So audio folks, as you're listening, John has an awesome locker background with magnets on there that's Oklahoma related, and he's got some vintage hats.
This is the first hat that my wife bought me.
That's dope.
Yeah, still got it. Anyway, that being said, what's Oklahoma going to do at wide receiver now, Jay? We talked a little bit about going to the transfer portal, but what are some names that we might need to look at? I know Trajan Bridges, former Oklahoma Sooners wide receiver, he's out there in the portal. Is that something you want to run back?
John, do you really think we should go after Mr. Bridges? Do you think that it makes sense? Now, granted, I'm not saying that you're wrong there. I'm just asking, does it make sense? Because also I'm looking at him. I'm looking at Keyon Brown, who's also in the portal. He hasn't had a home yet. Sincere Brown is also in the portal, the 6'5" wide receiver. He played at Campbell, but it sounds like a lot of schools have been offering the heck out of the kid. So I would not. I mean, he got an offer from Michigan, got an offer from Arkansas, Texas A&M. He got one from Wake. I wouldn't mind a big 6'5" wide receiver, that appears to be super twitchy. So we just need to go get ourselves one, maybe two guys out of the portal at wide receiver just to have some additional bodies. I mean, heck, I don't know if he even get a chance to play, but if he's good, you take advantage of him, you go. So I would love for Oklahoma to jump in there. Heck, who is it? Emmett Mosley the fifth, who was the wide receiver at Stanford. He entered the portal whenever they fired their coach, just like Jake McCullough. You should go pick up the phone and call him. I mean, I know he's looking at he's going to be visit Virginia and a couple other schools. Go throw your hat in there with him. Just say, hey, what's going on, buddy? Shoot him a text message. Hey, big head, see if you can get his attention to have a conversation because, hey, we could use another body. But as of right now, as mentioned in the last segment, Oklahoma's going to have to go get another receiver. Just going to have no choice. Even if everybody comes back healthy, you need another body just in case.
Well, and somebody that's had a little bit of production at the collegiate level. I think that kind of thing matters. Even if it's lower level production, that can translate to a jump up, even if you are still just playing as a fourth or fifth wide receiver option. On the Trajan Bridges thing, I don't know if he'd be interested in coming back to Oklahoma after everything that went down, but it's a phone call that you got to make, right? You've got to at least look into the idea because he is a talented player. And, did he receive the accountability that came with what happened to him way back when? I mean, the court system seemed to think so. With Keyon Brown was one of the earliest commits in the Brent Venables recruiting classes and had to go to the JUCO route. Hey, time to run it back. There was a relationship there and it was a strong enough one to get the commitment in the first place. Unfortunately, didn't have everything that he needed to have together to be able to come to Oklahoma as part of his recruiting class. Run it back. See if he's interested in now making the jump to Oklahoma. Now's the time.
It is. We've got some solid wide receivers still in the room, though. The word out of practice has been big on Elijah Thomas. So we know that there's big excitement about him. Talking, Zion Kearney as well. Now we need to see if Keyon can comes back healthy and really get going because he's been a little dinged up. Maybe you get something out of Manny Choice as well, who's another true freshman walking in. But Keyon, Manny Choice, and Elijah Thomas are three players that really need to go ahead and there's opportunity to step up. Here's your chance. Josiah Martin is already ready. It sounds like he's doing some things. So you've got him with Burks as well as Satania, who should all be ready to go here in the fall. Burks is actually practicing, but they got him in bubble wrap. You know, he's made some big plays, and then they say, get your butt out. You go rest, get your body going. If anything, we need to investigate the field conditions. Let's see what the field looks like. We need to improve it. Maybe we need to do a heavy investment in some new grass and breaking up the dirt and getting it softer or something. I don't know. Whatever it is, we need to figure out why it is just wide receivers that we're dealing with hell in. It appears that it's just them right now. Knock on wood, pray it stays, and it isolates itself to one room. If that's the case, I think I'll be okay. So I think the good thing is we have a veteran quarterback who can figure it out. We're not dealing in a situation where young quarterbacks trying to figure it out at the same learn the game at this level while also teaching wide receivers. We're dealing in a situation where a quarterback knows what the heck he's doing, and he probably can make it work no matter who he's throwing the ball to.
Well, I think last year provides a bit of a eye opener for the coaching staff. Like, hey, we didn't have our young guys quite ready enough to play. And now we learned hopefully from that. And it doesn't matter if you're the projected 6th, 7th, or 8th guy at wide receiver, you've got to have yourself ready to play in the fall because we may need you. And Oklahoma definitely needed their young guys last year, and they weren't quite up to the task. They're going to need a guy like Elijah Thomas to continue to progress and make himself a significant part of the wide receiver rotation. The dude can play. He can really play. And I get that you don't want to rely on true freshmen, but sometimes those true freshmen are your better options. So if he can continue to emerge and continue to show out against Oklahoma's defense and go make plays, then he could potentially earn himself a role if guys like Keontez Lewis aren't ready for the start of the season. If Isaiah Satania, who they're probably factoring in more as a slot guy, if he doesn't make the move to the outside and isn't able to transition as well out there, I bet he can do both and do both with great effectiveness. But if you need another outside wide receiver, it could be Elijah Thomas. The guy's got all the skill in the world.
I think he's the one that I know Sooner fans are really excited about him. He's the one that's getting the comparisons of like close to a CeeDee Lamb type. And I think he has a talent for it. So to me, he's the one that I am the most excited about playing because you really do want to have a young player that can break out. Him and Zion Kearney are the two that, for me, I need those two to be the ones that show up and show out. Those are the two that I need to be out there on the field making it happen because they show up, they show out, then you'll feel a lot more comfortable about that room for the next couple of years. That's when you're not, okay, Michael Hawkins has got some guys. If Jaden O'Neal continues to come to Oklahoma, then you're very comfortable with him and the wide receivers around him, including whatever additional ones you bring in, because you know Emmett Jones is going to recruit some guys. We just need Emmett to find a way to put all his dudes in bubble wrap and make sure they all make it out of these darn practices and camps. That's all we need. Yeah. EJ, go make a friend with someone in like New Orleans and have them put like a special spell or get some sage and burn it around. I don't know. Whatever y'all got to figure out to get rid of, whatever it is, go get some silver and some, I don't know. Whatever you feel like you need to do, just do it. Keep these dudes healthy. Put them in bubble wrap. Call it a day. To me, if you feel like the practices is what's causing it, which everybody else is, like I said, the defense isn't dealing with this. It's just wide receivers. That's it. Somebody hates us on the wide receiver side. So bubble wrap them, call it a day, and get us ready for the Crimson Combine.
Sumo suits. Let's put them in some sumo suits for one-on-one trials. Anyway, hey, Brent Venables had some really fascinating things to say when he met with Josh Pate of the Josh Pate College Football Show. I think that's what it's called now.
Yep.
A lot of really intriguing things. We're going to discuss a few of those things coming up next year on Locked On Sooners.